Welcome to the ASC demonstration where you will learn more about customizing sales and billing documents in ASC. In the following, you will discover our case study for this demonstration is the following scenario. We will set up an archiving session for sales and billing documents of the area FREX and its sales organizations 1000 and SL31. First, we will define archiving area for the area FREX. The concept of archiving area in ASC allows you to archive separately using different archiving rules such as organizational entities, retention period, or archiving periodicity. Enter name for archiving area and its description. Then continue with setting up an archiving option. Business needs requests that SD sales orders with order type ZZOR cause the purchasing order, but sales orders should be archived only if the according purchasing orders have already been archived. The concept of archiving option makes it possible to define specific archiving rules. This allows separate management of document types, total item documents, or controlling object types. Now we will enter an archiving option for sales document type ZZOR. The archiving option for sales order document type ZZOR is set up. In the next step, we will assign sales organizations SL31 and 1000 to the archiving area FREX. Enter sales organizations and assign archiving area FREX. Save. Now sales organizations 1000 and SL31 have been assigned to archiving area FREX. We only want to archive purchase orders which have been created by purchasing organization SL31. Therefore, we will have to assign this purchasing organization to archiving area FREX. Now purchasing organization SL31 is assigned to archiving area FREX. Then, we must assign sales document types to archiving option. We will assign type ZZOR to archiving option S1 for sales order document type ZZOR, which we have set up previously. Enter sales document type and archiving option. We continue with setup of archiving session management rules for all archiving objects, sales documents for archiving area FREX, sales documents for archiving area FREX and its archiving option S1 for sales orders of type ZZOR, billing documents for archiving area FREX, and purchasing documents for FREX. First, let's define archiving settings for sales documents. Customize number of restarts when a process is interrupted and enter the number of archiving program restarts and simultaneous sessions per object, area, and option. If the maximum number of restarts is reached, you still stay in an automated process. Remaining jobs will be processed next time by ASC runs. Computation of archived documents rates for business archiving objects. ASC has the capability to back up file before deletion. The number of simultaneous deletion jobs may be customized in order to save system performance. Save. The same technical parameters will be entered for sales documents with archiving option S1 for all sales documents with type ZZOR. We will continue with the parameters for billing documents. For billing documents, a backup of archived files is needed. This will be done by a backup before starting deletion jobs. For the backup, we will define a directory and then define archiving management rules for this object. Select Manage Backup Directories in the menu. Enter Backup Directory, path and description. The files will be saved in directory T60-830 backup. Save. Now we define archiving session management rules for billing documents of area FREX. The company FREX doesn't dispose an electronic management system for documents. Therefore, we want to save archive files by doing a backup before start deletion jobs. Here we select Backup Directory previously created for backup files before deletion. Customize number of simultaneous deletion jobs in order to save system performance. Let's set up archiving management rules for purchasing documents of company FRACs. It's mandatory to run the object purchasing documents with the ADK preprocessing program. Customize your preprocessing parameters. Enter the number of deletion jobs restarts. A warning message displays deletion jobs are already started by ADK. The warning message displays because the customizing of purchasing documents in Sarah is this one. Deletion jobs are started automatically. In this case, ASC will not start deletion jobs. Only if a deletion job started by ADK is interrupted, the ASC will detect and restart it according to its customizing. Here we see that archiving session management rules for all archiving objects have been set up successfully. Now we will define residence times for every archiving object. The archiving sessions should run once a month and residence time should be 36 months. First, we enter settings for sales documents for the area FRACs. Enter archiving frequency and unit. Include delayed sessions. Enter the maximum number for delayed sessions to be processed. Sales documents should be archived 36 months after their creation. In addition to the retention period concept, you have to enter an archiving depth in order to determine the dates from to. The same parameters for archiving residence times will be applied for sales documents with sales order type ZZOR and billing documents. We will continue the demonstration with settings for purchasing documents. We enter parameters of purchasing documents. Enter archiving frequency and unit. Include process delayed sessions. Enter the maximum number for delayed sessions to be processed. For purchasing document, ADK preprocessing is mandatory. This will mark a deletion flag on purchase items. We decide that the deletion flag can be noted at the earliest 12 months after purchase creation. Enter residence time and archiving depth for archiving. Please note, if residence times for preprocessing are not entered, ASC takes by default the residence time of archiving session. Now, settings for residence times are defined. We want that purchasing documents should be archived before start archiving of sales documents of type ZZOR. Therefore, we will see in the following how to define links between archiving objects. Select menu item Manage relationships between objects. All purchase documents should be archived before archiving sales documents for sales orders of type ZZOR. This means archiving object for purchasing documents must be run before sales documents. We set up links between these two archiving objects. Now enter the archiving object which has to be archived before sales documents. The setup has been done successfully. It is possible to define a time lag between the archiving objects to enforce archiving sequence. In the next step, we will see the big advantage of ASC by using the simulation capability. We will execute a simulation for every archiving object and view the variant creation. Simulation allows a customizing test in order to check variant content that will be used during archiving session. Execute. The simulation result displays that the variant has been created correctly. Today we are in April 2009. According to defined residence times for archiving, the first session which will be executed will archive data created in March 2006. In the following, let's see the variant details. Parameters for residence time are fine. The variant has been correctly created. Execute simulation for sales documents for area fracs. The variant for sales documents has not been correctly created. Sales document types of ZZOR must be excluded as they are run by another archiving session. In the field Sales Document Type, click F1 button for documentation and then Technical Informations. On this screen, we find then the screen field name which has to be customized for correct creation of the variant. We have to customize the screen field SOR by the transaction Set Select Options for variants. Enter archiving object and technical parameters as program, select option and sequence. We set up technical variant rule to have a correct variant. All sales documents of type ZZOR should be excluded in the variant. Variant rule is set up. All sales document types equal to ZZOR will be excluded in archiving jobs with this variant. Save. We re-execute the simulation for sales documents. The variant has been created correctly. Click to display details. No, variant creation is OK. Document type ZZOR is excluded from selection. Restart simulation for sales documents for sales other type of ZZOR. The variant has been correctly created. All parameter settings are correct, but in the options we would like to have marked automatically the case check purchase order to be sure that sales orders for ZZOR are only archived when the corresponding purchase order have been archived. Therefore, we will modify variant parameter in the following. By clicking the F1 button, we find the technical field name. With the technical field name, we can continue to modify the variant parameter in options. Select menu item, set parameter for variants. Enter technical settings for sales document. Here we enter the name of parameter, the technical field name, and the value which allows to mark automatically the box Check Purchase Order in the variant screen. Save. The parameter for variants overview displays the modification. Now we repeat the simulation for sales documents and we see that the option Check Purchase Order is now correctly set up. Finally, we execute a simulation for purchasing documents. For purchasing objects, two variants have been created correctly. The first variant is for ADK preprocessing and the second variant is for archiving. The preprocessing variant has been created correctly. Also, the archiving variant has been created correctly. Now we start the archiving session management job. Now we will execute the archiving session for archiving sales documents. Execute. Click Check button. Click the Validate button. The job has been scheduled. In SAP Transaction SM37, you can access SAP job logs to display archiving session runs. Job details are displayed in the job log. All archiving sessions with planned date for sales documents are displayed. Start ASM job for sales documents. Click the Job Log button. There will no archiving session be run for sales documents, because we set up the relationship that a session for purchasing documents must be run before, so the link is correctly executed by ASC. We are at the end of this demonstration. Thank you very much for your attention, and we are happy to see you soon again.